This is a problem. It's been a problem for a while and I've been ignoring it. I just run back and forth through here every single episode, just trying to pretend like there's not unfinished mountain everywhere and I don't know what to do with it. But that's the truth. It's one of the last unfinished sections of our mountain, at least in terms of its shape. And I don't want to just fill this in. I think that would be a wasted opportunity. We could put something here, but what? This isn't exactly a function, but I am getting a bit of an idea on how we could make it look different than the rest of the mountain. If we had this part, because this is it's supposed to be an inactive volcano. So we have like a crater, we have obsidian poking through here and there. And we have this basalt that's sort of like this dried lava that we've sort of begun to add to the outline of the island. So what if this part of the mountain like hadn't gotten above sea level yet? Because volcanoes form from bottom to top. So I kind of like that idea, like it's interesting, but it's not a function. Okay, so let's think about this sunken underwater thing. We have basically two choices. So either the top of the mountain can slope down and be under the water, and we could connect it up with our like coral area here, which is pretty cool. Or the top of the mountain could be above the water and the interior of the mountain could be below water. So it'd be more like underwater cavey instead of like underwater plateau. Or I guess it could be both actually. This slopes down pretty early. We could maybe get like an underwater plateau going like as early as here, and the rest of the mountain could be intact. Yeah, if we did something like this, we could maybe have both of them. This opening, it would be like under sea level. So we would have the plateau and we could have inside here be the underwater cave. That could be kind of cool. I'm liking how that's picturing in my mind. Hey, where'd my beacon power go? What? There's two beacons close. How am I not in range? All the effects are gone. What in the world? I kind of need the haste. This is a lot of blocks to clear. Also, I'm beginning to realize that I turned a small ugly path into a small ugly path and now a giant ugly hole. We're working backwards here. Oh. So I have beacons at each of the corners of my island so that I can cover all of the area. But I guess that doesn't cover back here. Interesting. I wonder if there's any other spots that aren't covered. Maybe right over here. There's a lot of anvils that dropped. No, speed and haste is covered over here. Huh. So is it just that one little peninsula? Oh, wait. I found another spot. Right over here. What? The mystery deepens here. So all of these beacons, you'll notice they're in pairs of 2, and that's because they give me speed and haste anywhere on the island, and then the middle, the orange ones, give me resistance and regen, like when I'm really close to my base. The thing is, if I'm standing here, I lose haste. Okay. But I don't lose speed until I'm over here. Remember, the beacons are right next to each other, so it should be more of like this. Why is it so far apart? What's going on with these beacons? I don't understand. Aha, I think I've solved the mystery. Let's see. We'll block these off. And I think now the speed will cut out when... Ah, the haste does as well. Yeah, now it's going below 10. Okay, so that means one of these is a speed 2 beacon, I guess. And the other one's resistance and regen, probably. But that means we need a beacon, which I think needs to be either right there or somewhere along this line to be able to stretch all the way to that peninsula and that one. The other beacons are fairly close to the edge, so we might actually just push this right behind this little ridge here, which I think we're not going to keep entirely, but we'll worry about that later. So let's say we pick like here. Aha, there's confirmation. The orange beacon has a speed 2, and then the other one's regen and resistance. Ah, okay. So let's go find that spot. Oh, what? I only have one beacon? Well, let's put in the haste beacon first. Oh, wait, it's not going to turn on because I haven't dug all the way up yet. Ah. Uh-oh. Where are we? Oh, we're right in the middle of here. Well, I suppose we could move that to the side. I was kind of hoping we wouldn't run into anything, but of course we do. Oh no, we're here? Oh, we're gonna have to shift it. This is not... Oh, we could just move it one block over. Maybe 2 blocks over? Oh, maybe this is better. 2 will be a lot easier to move than like 10 or whatever that is. Okay, there is our haste beacon. Haste 2. Excellent. Okay, let's get that second beacon. You know, I don't know if I've shown you how I get wither skulls. Or I mean, like nether stars from the withers. Or at the very least, it's been a while. So, just use a pretty basic... Oh wait, that's right. He has to charge. All the snow is from snow golems, which we killed to get wither roses. There we go. Oh wait, I have a smite axe. Oh, look at how much damage that does. Wow. Bam. Oh. I forgot that that was there. That's an achievement for custom data pack Pokemobs, but it's unfinished right now. There's an achievement. Oh, that's crazy. Nice. And we'll set this one to be speed 2. Sweet. I guess that's our first function for this area in a way. But I still don't know what to do about our main function. We might work on something else. And that something else is mannequins. This will give me a little more time to think about the function. So I want to upgrade our Managing Mannequin Datapack, which, to jog your memory, let me just play this here. Oops, I was supposed to play relative. Anyway, so we have mannequins that like copy our actions and stuff. But one thing that would be really cool to add would be like a text box. So what, Talon? You know, you just add like a dialogue? No, that takes you out of the game. Here's what I'm thinking instead. There's a text display. And I think it has a lot of custom... Oops. I probably should have put text on it. Can't see it at all. Nice one, genius. Aha. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, look at that. Yeah, you could really easily see that coming off of an entity. If you see those next to each other, you'll intuitively understand this is a text box, I think, which is perfect. That's what we want. There is one problem. You can kind of only see them from one side. Oh, wait, there's a billboard thing. You're like, billboard? How is that going to do anything? But I think if we set this to center... Aha! Look at that. We have some other options here. Is vertical any good for a text box? That might be okay, actually. Horizontal won't work at all, right? Yeah, this is just nonsense. So something interesting about center is like, this is always facing you. So it kind of feels like it's from me, but vertical, because it doesn't adapt to your angle, your up and down angle, it seems like it makes more sense that it would come from something else. So I actually think vertical will be better. Now we have to figure out how to attach it. So let's try attaching it. And so now if we have this mannequin go somewhere, let's just record my actions. I don't know, go over here. It doesn't quite look like she's actually saying that. So maybe we want to adjust it. We can, using this translation thing. Let's just try 100 and see if that works. Will that always... Oh, I kind of like that. Does it still work if the text is longer? Oh, it sort of changes. Ooh, so that wouldn't work with any message. Oh wait, maybe this is okay. Look at this. You see the entity, the mannequin, saying this is so cool but longer, and my assumption, my intuition is she's talking about whatever she's looking at over here. Like, this is cool, which it's not. It's has a demonstration from a few episodes ago I didn't clean up, but the intuition is there that connection can happen. So maybe it's okay if it shifts over to the side. It's pretty cool though. Okay, now we need to do something about the view distance. We can see the text all the way over here, which makes no sense. You shouldn't really be able to see it until maybe here-ish. So I made a little dialogue. It's this is only available with creative mode. Some of the other stuff is available with survival, but not this one. So if we change our view range, let's do 0.5. Oh, that's right. It just says this stuff right now. But this is what it would do. So it shouldn't do anything until we get out of range. That is a long range. Huh, the minimum I put is 0.1, but it might need to be even smaller. There we go. Wow, 0.1 is like the right range, and some people might even want it closer, like if it's a whisper text box. Even 0. Like that's a whole block away at 0.01. I put it back to 1. You can't even see what it says, but it's like as soon as the entity even loads in, there's just a little tiny text line there. 2. Yeah, so 32 is about the distance where the text becomes no longer readable. And you can't increase the size. The default I found out is 64 blocks total. So what our actual max should be is 32, which would translate to 0.5. There we go. All right, so that should make it a little bit easier to select some of the smaller numbers. I'm not really sure why it does this. I think it might just be the inaccuracy of float, but I'm not totally sure about that. Anyways, that is pretty cool. Okay, so now it's all hooked up. Let's try making some changes. We can actually pick a background color. I'll do purple because that's pretty obvious. We'll set this to be lower. I couldn't get rid of the numbers. And let's add another line because I want to see how it handles that. Oh, it puts the /n in already. That's pretty good. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Wow. And I think it'll take those defaults. Yeah, look at that. The defaults are all there. That's cool. So we could just go back to something simple. And look at that. I want to see it through the blocks. All right, sweet. So I thought of 2 ideas for this area. One of them being a connection to our dolphin tunnels we have underneath our base. Except there's a dolphin tunnel that comes out right here, which is really not that far away. So then I was like, well, maybe we could put our farms over there because we have these like dried kelp, bamboo, cactus farms that got basically turned off ever since they removed spawn chunks. Except for random ticks to work, we have to put it in the ender pearl loaded chunk here, which isn't even a part of the corner that we're working on. The good news is I did get some ideas for what we can do shape-wise here. Because yeah, we're going to have this all be kind of hollowed out, but I was like, ooh, you know what would be kind of cool looking? Is if we have these sort of like mini mountains in a few spots. And so even if this is underwater, we should actually still have some shape to our island. Like we'll kind of be able to see an outline of it. Also, spikes look cool. You know, the more I'm working on this, the more I'm realizing what a large project this is going to be. And the other thing I've been thinking about too is I don't usually build things just for looks. Everything has a purpose. Iron farm, transportation, storing entities. We have storing villagers, farms, resources here, you know, tree logs and whatnot. More resources, transportation. But then we have our dormant volcano. And honestly, really its only function is to cover up the terrible, terrible accident that I caused with test blocks. Oh no. Oh no. Maybe that's all this corner needs to do too. You might have noticed I'm carrying a shield since last episode. I actually feel a lot more confident at using it in terms of raising the shield in time to like block. But man, I'm struggling with this, and I'm realizing that it's not just that I'm trying to figure out a function, but I'm struggling with the concept of having something just because it looks nice. Like, does it really need some sort of machine or something in its inner workings for it to be valuable? I mean, I was always like, say yes. That's the way I like to build, but I don't know. Oh, we're making progress. This corner is starting to look pretty cool. We have the interior cave partially done. And then for the plateau over here, the spikes actually make it look more interesting than I expected. There's like things to walk around and you can't see everything at once. So there is still like some surprises, I guess. But yeah, 2 of the 3 entrances are already done. We have that side, obviously this side. I'm just working on this front like grotto area. There's going to be a spike pillar, another spike pillar, and then I was going to connect it to this 3rd one, but I don't know how I'm going to really make that work. But man, it's been really nice having the block swapper here to change large areas like this. Still just as satisfying as when we made it. No, why? Oh, it uses so much extra blocks. Kapow. Oh, something kind of interesting here that's a little bit different than the rest of the mountain is the moss is sort of like spotty over here. And that's because I'm sort of imagining that this is like the side that gets all the wind. And so the wind comes in here, it pushes the basalt around, so it's a lot less, what would be the cooled magma that we're representing by basalt. And it kind of makes it less... There's more like little holes and, spots where the moss can't even live because the salty air kind of just kills it. And I feel like that kind of gives this area a little bit of character, I guess. It's no function, but, it does look kind of cool. Yeah, okay, I disconnected it and it looks a lot better. And I got this part of the entrance done. So we have like the basic underlying structure that we can add detail to. So now I want to come back to the mannequins and adjust something that's a little funny here. So if we set this to be crouching, oh hey, the text box follows, that's sweet. But you'll notice something. That hitbox is perfectly lined up with the ground. This one is sort of going through the ground. It's like, that doesn't seem like a huge problem. But look what happens if we do sleeping. This hitbox is extremely wrong. It's not accurate at all. If you try and click, nothing happens. You have to click on the feet. Very, very unintuitive. So I want to adjust the hitboxes so that they match a little bit better, if possible. It might not be possible because she's laying in like diagonal. And I don't even know if it's possible to offset this at all. If we do 2 on the width, what happens here? Yeah, there's a lot of unused space. Okay, well, we should at least adjust the height because right now it's going through blocks. That actually might have been perfect on the first try. That's crazy. Oh, wow. What do you know? Negative 0.2 is sleeping height. Oops. Actually, if we want this to accurately reflect the hitbox, you'll notice the foot actually goes down beneath the block, so maybe negative 0.4. Actually, negative 0.35 seems like it works just a little better. Okay, so that is, well, still pretty inaccurate. How wide would it have to be to actually cover? Man, like 3.5. Man, that is crazy. Like if you're just like, oh, what? I can't break this block. What? And then you right click. You're interacting with that interaction entity. Like, that's not good. That's too big. Okay, a width of 1 is more reasonable. Let's just write this down. Based on what we find, I'm going to input this data so it does it automatically later. Let's look at some of the easier ones here, like crouching. She has an interaction hat. Aha! That was negative 1.5. Because I think all we need to change on this one is just the height. And then for some reason, swimming and flying look the same. I don't know if that's a glitch or not, but it means we only need one set of numbers. The good news here is that because it's centered, it actually makes more sense to increase the width. So if we did like 1.2, actually, wait, that might be good because it's fine if you don't access it by clicking on her shoes. You want to just click on like the main portion of her. Okay, there's all our numbers. Okay, let's see if this works here. So let's change standing. Nice, that's the correct height and width. Let's do sleeping. Yeah, okay, looks good. Sweet. Oh, that's awesome. I do wish there was a better way to do sleeping, but there's no real way to get its head position because it, like you see this blue line, that's where it thinks that the mannequin's eyes are. So the game doesn't even know, so we definitely can't know. This is good enough though. All the other ones are pretty good, so. Oh, look at that. It's working when it plays too. Nice, nice. Oh, sweet. Updating on the fly. Okay, that's awesome. Oh, also, could I just say how cool the text boxes are? They just pop up into place. I put another text box and I was just like walking back and it's like, hello. And I was like, what? Oh, hi. It just really works. Oh man. Okay, let's go finish the Underwater Plateau. Okay, let's start flooding this area so that we can start putting our decorations in. You know, as much as part of me thinks that maybe I should get used to the idea that not everything has to have a function, I did still kind of come up with a function. You see, one of the things I like to do when I build areas is I like to have different ways to traverse them. And so I think having different kinds of movement when you're, running around your base just sort of adds to the fun and like the interest. And I think partially it's just because it makes it a little bit harder. So your brain is like thinking a little bit more, but also because everything is different, the variety just sort of adds to the interest, I feel like. And so with this area, we can have an underwater area that we're swimming through, which is quite a bit different than the rest of our base. Aha, you're in my element now. Oh no. Oh no, I'm in his element. Oh no, did drowns spawn in here? That wouldn't be good. Although I guess it will keep things interesting. One of the things I've done on my island is I've not lit up certain areas so that mobs still spawn, just to give me something to fight every so often. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I actually really like the green and the blue and then the basalt, which kind of has blue. That's like really good base colors. But let's go pick up our decorations. I'm thinking we're probably going to go similar to this. So lots of coral. Maybe some bone meal? That does work on basalt. I wasn't sure. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Now, because I want the plateau to feel big, I'm going to make like small coral, like probably too high as big as we're going to get. So it won't be like the full blown like structures like we have down there. We've hardly done anything and I'm like really starting to like this area. The yellow, red, and blue with the green is just, I don't know, it's like the perfect color palette to my eyes. It's like super simple. And then we have the gray background, so it doesn't really get in the way. But there is a secret method to the madness with the coral. So we have some very defined shapes. The yellow is like shell. The blue is like spindly sideways. And the red makes this like funnel shape. And so we copy that with the little ones. We got like little sideways spindly. We got like a little funnel. And then we have like a little shell that's like squished up against the wall. And so you can see like the differences in each type. And I think that that really helps make it sort of like subconsciously interesting. Look who wants to blow up everything we've been working so hard on. No, sir. You may not. So the fans help out a lot. I put in a couple of extra colors in the transition point when we break down this wall. But like it looks pretty awesome already. So I don't know if we really need sea pickles. Oh, that adds a lot of light. I thought because we do have conduit power, but like Yeah, wow. Okay. Ooh, color-wise, it's like the same as the moss. I was a little worried it might stick out, but that's not bad. Ooh, look how bright it is when we're above the surface now, too. You could hardly see it before. So one of the last big problems to solve is, well, this water is higher up than the sea level. So I was like, should we keep it? Like, this area would look a lot better if there was more water in here, I think. It kind of looks like it's already sort of been hollowed out. But the water wouldn't be higher here than there. If anything, it would be the reverse. But then I was like, what if we add geysers? So we could just make a little geyser in here, say that big. Maybe create a bit of a funnel so it's a little more obvious. Maybe replace the water so it's even on all sides. Like that. Oh, there we go. Oops. There we go. We could actually probably add another one of those somewhere. And let's add some bubbles here too. Yeah, you can just see the bubbles popping up around there. And if you go close to this, it should push you up. Unless, of course, it's not all water source blocks. There we go. All right. Okay, that's pretty much this area done. So that means we can break down these walls now. You know, I hate to admit it. Or, well, I don't really hate to admit it. I'm noticing that I really like this area a lot. I just like looking at it. I like the colors. And it doesn't even have a function. Like, I didn't do that on purpose. I just like looking at it. It's nice. Oh, we have a view of the volcano too. Oh, wait, that's so much better than I intended. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, you can see it over here too. Oh, wait, let's shave this off. You know, as I was thinking about the function, I actually thought it might be decent for us to connect up to our base like this. So this area isn't a dead end. So we can loop, you know, from there. We have a little water lock here. And this just takes us right back into our base. I wonder how it looks from the other side. We might need to do some shaping, block placing. Haha, yeah, a little bit more like that. Yeah, we kind of blended the basalt into the sand. We got the seagrass, which is like a really nice accent, actually. And then, of course, it fades into all the coral craziness we got going on there. Even after being here longer, I still just can't deny it. I like this area. It just looks good. And that's good enough for me. So, with that, I think it's time to end it. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was a pretty fun episode. And I'll catch you in the next one. Later, later.